What's up, North County? Tuning into the Backstage Pass with the Rebel Bear. Tonight, my guest is Mr. Tim MacLane. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the
opportunity. I know it was a little bit of a short notice, but I'm stoked to have been able to get you in.
Seems to be my thing lately. Short notice, and I show up.
Well, I appreciate that. It's one of those things where I had talked to you a while back about trying to get you on, and finally you're here, so that's awesome. So where were you born?
Mesa, Arizona. We transplanted here in '84, and we've been here ever since.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you basically grew up here for the most part.
Basically a local.
Yeah,
I'm born here,
is that
but
Paso?
Tascadero, slowly migrated to Paso, and now I'm in Paso and love it.
Yeah, I've migrated I've lived in every town in this whole county. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of moving.
I've moved. Yeah, it sucks. So when did you first pick up the guitar?
I dreamt about it since I was like 5, 6, 7. 15 was the first time I picked one up, bought one. I was in a group home and actually wanted to learn to play guitar my whole life. My family said it led to the devil's music, so they got me a keyboard.
Like the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, the devil's lettuce,
Yeah,
you know.
totally.
You know, the gateway.
Right,
the gateway
to the
keyboard,
refrigerator.
you know, the guitar.
Yeah.
And that wasn't in the cards, and then ended up in the group home and actually saved enough money to buy my first guitar, and one of the workers there helped me learn how to actually haggle and buy a guitar.
Nice.
Picked up my first guitar, taught me tab and my first chords, and been off since then.
Sweet. Now, what was his name?
Mike Roy.
Mike Roy.
Yeah.
Mike, great job, brother. Great job.
I don't know where he's at now. It's
right,
20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, well,
30. 30.
Here you are, though.
Yeah.
What was the guitar? Do you remember?
It was blue. It was a Strat style. It was off-brand. I think it was a Cruise.
Oh, so it was electric.
It was. I got it from Limelight. Yeah. First
okay,
guitar
Limelight,
was
right
an electric, and then I bought my first acoustic was a Jasmine Dreadnought down at Blue Note when they were still around.
Oh yeah, Blue Note.
And there was a bunch of others that I really wanted, even the 3000 ones that just didn't sound right. Picked up the Jasmine, just felt right. 250 out the door. I was off. So.
You know, it's crazy. One of my favorite guitars that I had was a Mako Strat.
All right.
$260 from it was only $160 from Ed Frawley of Central Coast Music.
All right.
Back when he was in Cayucas, and I took it to a friend of mine. He redid the electronics in it, put a new pickup in it, and I played that thing for years. And it was the cheapest piece of crap, but it
did the job.
It just felt right.
Yeah.
If a guitar feels great to you,
yeah, it's all about the feeling of the sound.
Yeah,
like,
totally. How did you acquire the stage name?
Tim MacLane. This is a story. So, Tim Bowman. If our buddy behind there looks up Tim Bowman, the musician, you'll find a black jazz guitarist. So
That's not you?
That's not me.
Oh, man,
I mean,
I could have thought otherwise.
You know, I try to get down like that, but it's just, you know, not in the cards. So,
not in your pigmentation.
No, definitely not.
Gotcha.
I tan pretty dark, but I only pull off Hispanic occasionally.
Yeah.
But so MacLane's actually a family name. My grandmother's maiden name when they defected from Germany during, you know, that time.
Yeah.
And just picked up that, and that was just kind of an ode to her background and whatnot. And it just sounds cool. You know, when you hear MacLane, you think John MacLane from, you know,
totally.
the best Christmas movie ever.
Yeah, totally.
Crawling through the ductwork, Die Hard. And so I figured that's cool. You know, Tim McGraw, Tim MacLane. He's on his way out. Let's just usher this in.
Totally.
You know, you never know.
I like it.
Got to roll the dice, you know.
Yeah, no. That's good. That's good.
That's that story. Yeah.
That's very cool. So, what made you leave home at an early age? Just craziness?
Was not my choice.
Yeah.
I was just a troubled kid. Grew up no dad, just into trouble. Was not in the right environment to really cultivate me into a functional person in society at that point in time.
Right.
So I just screwed up too much. A lot of weed.
I think
breaking the law back as a kid, you know, and then off there I went.
I think in a way, though, you know, in your defense, it all has to do with how our parents raised us. My parents were never, they were great to an extent, but they were never great parents as a whole, as you would compare them to somebody else. They were full-blown alcoholics, totally capable of you know, keeping careers and all that,
Yep.
but just shitty parents.
Yeah.
So, you know, luckily I didn't fall to the wayside of things like that. Kind of like you, I jumped right into music, and probably music saved your life, right?
It gave me something to do to keep my idle hand. Idle hands are the devil's playground. So it just kept me busy. I remember playing until I bled, flaking off the calluses. It definitely, music saves me. Sometimes I put it on the back burner if I'm chasing a really good relationship or something like that. And it's just one of those things you go to. It's great therapy to get whatever's off your chest or whatever you're dealing with, just to push it all out of the way and just try to focus on that. And it's just stuff like that that keeps you going.
You write a lot of your songs through either trauma or situations that you've done.
Mainly heartbreak.
Yeah.
I'm a self-saboteur, so sometimes it's just my own damn fault.
I think
most of the time
we all are in a way.
Yeah.
Men as a general are kind of self-saboteurs. It's like something about it. I know I am. I know I've probably ruined or destroyed every relationship I've had, and I blame it on music probably half the time. Oh, it was music, had something to do with it, but but it is what it is.
It is what it is. You're in your upbringing, you kind of go through those phases. Whatever trauma you're dealing with, it all has an effect on the overall mold that you're going to be fitting in. And stepping back on like parenting, like I'm a father. I know I wasn't the best father. I know my kid's turned out way better than me, and he's going to be way better than me in the future. So, most of us have no idea what we're doing when we become a parent.
Yeah, because you've never been
we're
one.
just kind of winging it. Like,
Totally.
You could read all those books all you want, but still, you're like, shit, what do I do?
Well, a book isn't a personality.
No.
That's how I look at it. You could read a book all you want, like you said, but you're dealing with a personality, and a personality that's growing and learning. So sometimes you're not able to control that or make it go the direction you want it to go.
Yep.
So some kids are just kind of not in that mindset. So
I'm lucky that we got him out of school, or he graduated right before it all got weird in the school system.
Yeah.
And he was almost going down that weird road. And I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example of
Don't
how
get
that
me
does
started
not
on
work.
the school system nowadays.
You know?
It's so now were your parents when you were with your parents, were they supportive in your music thoughts or what you kind of wanted to do? Or
My real mom I was actually raised by my grandparents. My real mom, great woman, was troubled herself, but artist, photographer, drummer, novelist.
Oh, wow, okay.
She had the talent. So she got a lot of
Well, she
hassle
brushed
from
that
her
into
other
you, didn't
sisters.
she?
She was
Yeah.
always the tomboy and raised. So luckily I got some of that.
right.
Just some of the talent.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it from what I could hear so far. That's
She was supportive. The others, not so.
yeah.
That's also another driving thing, kind of prove people wrong. I thrive on that. You tell me I can't do something, I'm going to prove you wrong.
That's me, and a lot of it is me in a way. There's been times where I've said, I can't do this anymore. And then I wake up the next day and go, what the heck am I thinking?
Yeah.
There's not a choice,
Yeah.
so.
It's not like you can magically fall asleep and.
No,
Although
no.
some days, we're only human. Some days those thoughts do pop in.
Right.
You just have to go, what the hell are you thinking, dude? And you think about giving up just because you fucked up really bad on something. Once again, my bad on the F-bomb.
You're all right. You're all right.
But then you have to realign. That's why right now I'm doing sobriety. I've really dived down. As much as I love a good bourbon and some scotch, that's the devil for me. All the stuff that I carry inside just purges the wrong way.
Right.
At the wrong time. And there's a melee that happens, and, I have to
Well, I don't think
apologize for that. So.
I don't think that there's anything bad that comes out of sobriety.
No. I mean, I feel great.
I really don't.
On a weekend.
I don't think there's anything bad that comes out of sobriety. I think that it makes people healthy mentally and physically and emotionally, all those things that, that not being sober changes you into.
Yep.
When you're drinking a lot or anything, drug wise, alcohol or drugs, it's self-medication.
Yeah.
And you know, for as nice as that is on a weekend at the lake, it's not something that we should do as a general.
Yeah.
You know.
As I'm learning about a lot of, like, I have always had ADHD.
I was just about to ask you about that.
And it's just one of those things, speaking of alcohol, and I'm not knocking alcohol, everybody. That's, you know, enjoy it. There are some good spirits out there.
Right, totally.
But, shit, I tangified again. ADHD, learning late in life that I also got a touch of autism. You know, you just learn about this stuff and you start researching, like, what's really going on with myself. You know?
Right.
I'm not perfect. I got issues. People do. Some people can wear a good mask. My mask doesn't stay on very long. So learning about that, for me, with social anxiety or just anxiety and overthinking itself, 2 to 3 drinks, I'm freaking great. I'm social, happy. Sometimes I'm a freaking stand-up comic. But then to keep that dopamine level, it just goes off the deep end and I don't even know what happens. So
Really?
that's the scary part.
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, I haven't been drunk in a very long time, so I can't really say right now that I, you know, have experienced that in a long, long time. But it's not somewhere I ever want to be. You know.
Waking up not knowing what you're doing and having somebody else fill in the blanks for you, that's a shitty feeling because you don't know if it's true or not.
Now the ADHD, how do you feel that affects you as far as your daily life goes?
Focusing.
Focusing.
Like, one of the worst symptoms is procrastination. You know you should do it, but you're finding every excuse not to do it. Like, I'm not ready yet. And then the moment passes and you're like, shit, man, I should have jumped on that. And it's just one of those things you just have to focus on. And I've tried every drug there is. Growing up, they put me on everything that they could think of. Still didn't work. The only thing that actually worked is routine. Working out, diet. And that's stuff to maintain too, because there's a lot of good food out there
Right.
that I want to splurge on.
Right.
It's not the best for me. So
Yeah, I find myself procrastination-wise, if I wasn't such a procrastinator, I'd be far more proficient in everything that I did, and I'd be more successful than I am.
yep.
And I go, well, you know, I do really well at everything that I do, but if I wasn't such a procrastinator, I'd probably be a lot better off.
I feel like sometimes when you watch like the Avengers, you see Tony Stark and he's got his freaking AI doing shit. That's how, like, I need one of those. Like, hey, can you take care of this for me? Can you take care of that for me? I don't have to worry about it. I can focus on the task at hand.
Right.
All that stuff's getting taken care of in the background. I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting close.
Right on.
But
Well, hey, so before we go any further, would you like to do a song for us?
I can.
Yeah, that'd be cool, Eric. Right on, man.
All
Hey,
right.
we're going to have Tim MacLane do us a tune real quick. We want to say thank you so much for sticking around. We want to thank all our sponsors, and we want to let you guys know you can type in. There's our sponsors right there. Thank them so much for all this, because without these sponsors here, this would not be possible. We also want to thank, and there we are on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram if you want to check us out on any of that stuff right now. Tim's going to play us into this tune real quick.
We all good?
Yeah, you're good to go, brother.
All right, this one's called Lost Mine. It's about turning dark times into good light. A little bit of Alice in Chains in there, so maybe you see it, maybe you don't. I lost what I thought was mine, wasn't given the proper time to show you what lies within my mind. The anger, torment, and misery, brought on by what I cannot see. Wish to know these secrets deep. Maybe these will let me see. So tell me or show me, I will not fight. I will try to make the darkness light. Time my best right there. make one clear decision. Maybe you could help me see. So tell me or show me, I will not fight. I will try to make the darkness light. Just take the time to show me the things you've hid from me. That's the least you owe me.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hey, and we're back with Tim MacLane in the studio this evening, Backstage Pass. So we were talking about the ADHD and all that, and kind of, affecting, and I think that affects a lot of people.
It does, and a lot of people don't even know they have it. And
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to. I know people that have no idea they have it, and I notice certain things. I'm like, you got it. And you don't bring it up. Some people feel attacked, and like,
Right.
been getting along without it, knowing about it so long. So
It's crazy that you have, and I almost wonder if it's the food we eat, or all these different things that are happening to people nowadays, medications that we take and food we eat, and all the crazy shit that the
Yeah.
government and the food corporations and
a lot of the
manufacturers-
vaccines.
Yeah.
You can't say it with the V now, right? Or something, you get canceled or some shit like that.
I say vaccine.
Yeah.
The
jab.
You can't cancel a black sheep. So I look at it like it's one of those things where attention deficit disorder and all that. I believe that it all has to do with a lot of different things.
Throughout my research, trying to learn about you think you're messed up, but actually you got a lot of good things going for you.
Right.
And I think it's always been there. There's some studies that have been done that, like, people with ADHD, they make great hunters because they can hyper focus on what they need to and push out everything else. So those skills were around back in the day when we were hunter gatherers, and now you're forced into a box, learning to repeat what you hear, stuff that you may never use. The guys that are bored are like, dude, can I weld something? Can I build something? Anything else? You can have all this curriculum blast into my ear while I'm doing it. I'll pick it up. And because that's kind of how I learn. But you have the school standard that you have to pass this, you have to pass this at a certain level. And yeah, you may use algebra. I use it in geometry, that stuff. But a lot of stuff, you're just like, I could care less, really.
Right.
I just want to go out and build stuff and have fun.
Yeah, I was a plumber for 25 years,
There you
and I was way more hands-on than I was. I got certified in certain things But other than that, I can read. I don't know if I can read them now. I don't know if I remember half the shit, but read plans and all that. But I couldn't write up, a system, like say a fire system.
Yeah.
Watch my boss write one up. I'm like, oh shit, not sure I know how to do that.
Yeah, part of I'm partially self-employed, and the biggest part of me is like doing paperwork and stuff. That'll ruin me because I just can't focus on that. That's not what I want to do. I'm like, I want to go pull out a heater, put it back in. I want to go do some roof metal or something, build something with my hands. Like,
that's cool.
I don't want to do admin.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you do something like that where you're able to work and build something and then turn it on and watch it work.
Yep.
That was the thing I loved about plumbing was I can plumb this house and turn it all on and everything works.
Leaky.
And what's great is that the trades. I'll just say it doesn't be heat and air, it could be plumbing. Any of the trades are something that everyone needs.
Yep.
Everybody hates a plumber until they need them.
Yep.
Everybody hates the AC guy or the heater guy until they're freezing.
Why is it so much? There's a reason.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Tell me why it's
Especially during the summer. Yeah.
Tell me why it's so much when you
pop your
turn
head
it
up
on.
in the attic during the middle of the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned in your bio that there were times you kind of felt like the underdog.
Shit, man. Kind of feels like, and it's not a woe is me. It's kind of an explanation of like how my mindset and where I'm coming from. It's just like I was born into an adverse situation,
Right.
and man, I was picked on since I can remember. I was the kid getting pushed around in the circle.
Really?
Yeah, and
Because you're a big dude.
now. I used to get called Tiny Tim. I was
No,
a little
get
guy.
it- get outta here,
Swear to
really?
God. Swear to God, I was
Wow.
sucked up as skinny. You look at a picture of me when I'm 18, and now you're like, what the fuck happened? Trades. I had to work hard.
Right.
And this is just what happened. There's a couple times where I've been heavier. I've been like 230, looking like a freaking squash and a pumpkin.
I think I saw
That's
some pictures
depressing.
on your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I saw one and I'm like, is that him? And then I was like, oh shit, that's him. That's
Yeah, I
him.
took that-
I mean, it was younger. You were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first fat pick I ever took, I did that because I was trying to get in shape. Started this whole workout program and this, let's call it an adventure called The Project. And I had to get in shape for that. And I took that pick and I was like, holy crap, how did I ever get like that? A lot of IPA and no exercise. And my former fiance at the time, when I took that picture, I called her up. I'm like, I'm so sorry you ever had to be in bed with me like that.
Experience
Yeah,
that, right.
like I am sorry. Like, how'd you do it? But
Hey, well, she was-
You need that
she was
awakening.
there.
Sometimes you need that awakening, like staring you in the face, and it's ugly, and you're just going, I got to get my shit together because that's not who I picture myself as. That's not who I want to be. And we always have that archetype of what we want to be, envision ourselves being, and that takes discipline and willpower.
That's where I feel that I am now. My transplant just wrecked me. Not that I was ever anything great to begin with, but it just totally wrecked me. And I'm, for as many people think that I'm doing, oh, you look great and this, that, and 5 other things. There's so much more I need. I'm waiting for another transplant, and I need to gain more weight. And that is what I'm just struggling on right now.
Pancakes.
And, what's that?
Pancakes.
Yeah.
Lots of carbs.
Yeah, that's what a lady told me today. So how many songs do you think you've written?
I can at least do a 10 song album. I don't even know if that's called an EP or whatever. That's not my forte.
Right.
Written down on paper, 40 or 50.
Really?
Actually put the music, that's the hardest part, is like arranging everything and like working through it. Okay, that's a good hook. That's a good rhyme. Is that going to be a good melody and a harmony? And having to learn how music actually goes together because I'm self-taught.
Right.
It's a struggle. And then I've stepped in the studio. Ben Del Giorgio did a good job. I still need to finish one of my songs. Sorry, Ben. It's been a while. But then you kind of learn how to put everything together and actually compose and arrange stuff. And I'm learning a lot. So
So now because I'm a songwriter also, and as a songwriter, I always like battle with my own self and think, I don't think there's a wrong way to write a song. I don't think there's a wrong way to play an instrument. You have so many people, well, you have to have your thumb on the back of the neck, and you have to. No, you don't. You just have to be able to.
Feels comfortable.
You just have to play it. Yeah, exactly. So to me, the way I write a song is just how it comes to me first. So let me ask you: does it usually come to you as like a lyric and a melody, or does it come to you musically? How does that work for you?
It'd be a lyric, like these usually happen when I'm buzzed up and like something pops in my head and I'm like, that's killer. Write it down. Sometimes you forget, but write it down. Now we got the phone. You just take the notes and you speak to it. And it does that. And then I'll just try to find a chord progression that works. In music theory, I know nothing about. You tell me 1, 4, 5, but turn around on the third or whatever. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Just give me the bass notes, and I'll fill in the rest. And I'm not even that good at that. But then you just try to find the melody and the rhythm. And if it raises the hair on your arms, that's good.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot about how I do it. I mean, I usually write a lyric before, like I don't know how many songs written, and they're usually like ballads, and you said it earlier, they're songs that I've written to girlfriends, and they're usually, I look at it and go, usually pretty good. Like the last one I wrote, I just was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and she was like, so could you write me a song right now? And I said, yeah, let me hang up, I'll call you right back. And within 10 minutes, I called her right back and played her a song, and I actually recorded it for her. And after it was all done, I was like, wow, now tell me, is this the same for you? Your best songs come the easiest and the quickest?
That's a 50-50 right there. My first song was definitely about a woman.
Right.
And it was, what I went through with that person. Actually, quite a few of my songs are about women.
Good.
I mean, they're a good motivator.
Right, totally, yeah.
You lose a good one, or you have an experience with one, and it just resonates. And you're like, totally. I got to get this out. I'm not going to hold on to this anymore, and just get it out there. And for a while, I never played it live because I was usually dating somebody else. And if they hear, some people get like, you're playing your ex's song in front of me. And
right, totally, yeah.
It's not about like I'm thinking about them. It was a period of time in my life where, I went through some shit. And everybody does, and they should be able to talk about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said earlier, it's therapeutical.
Yep.
It's one of those things where if I can talk to my girl about what I'm going through or what I've been through, and it's like knowing your history makes sure you don't repeat it, right?
Yep.
So if you're telling a girl,
try not to.
What's that?
You try not to.
Yeah, but for the most part, if you're saying to somebody, hey, this is what I did, and I'm doing everything I can to not go down that path again.
Yep.
Then you can kind of work on that, which I think is a really good thing.
When you're both working on stuff, that's kind of the best situation.
So when you do write your songs, you got your lyric and your melody down, and then is it just chord progression for each kind of?
Yeah, it typically starts with simple 3 chords, and I'm learning more about phrases and stuff like that. I'm just not in theory.
Do you keep it pretty simple for the most part?
Pretty simple, and I'll just pluck around until something sounds right, and then I'll repeat it until something else comes out, and it just kind of transforms into its own. And I'm writing one right now for someone very close to me, and that one, I feel that one's going to be great when it's done. And it just kind of forms itself.
Right.
I try not to think too hard about it, because when I am thinking too hard about it, I get blocked up because I'm overanalyzing everything instead of just letting it flow.
Right.
I try to get into that flow state. With ADHD, that's fucking hard.
Yeah. Right.
So once you're there, you just want to stay there, and It might sound like I'm ignoring some people or whatever. Like, no, I'm in the zone, you know.
Right.
It's like cleaning a house. You're like, don't stop me right now. you
Yeah.
know, so
I got you. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Everything that I write is more of a skeletal because I'm going to wind up hiring or getting people to play it for me, and then I let them embellish
Yep.
on what, as long as it doesn't step on my vocal melody or my vocal line, because that is the main focus for it. As long as that doesn't happen, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
And usually most people, hear it and they come up with great stuff.
Yeah.
And I've never been like, oh, I hate that. So, I appreciate the people that work with me on my material because
it's good that when people work with you.
without it, I don't think I'd ever been able to produce some of the songs I have.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do another tune, speaking of?
Shit. All right.
Right
We
on.
got-
What's that?
I'll do another one.
Yeah.
No problem.
That cool, Eric?
Yeah.
Cool. Tim's going to do us another tune real quick. Once again, thanks to our sponsors. You got Borhone, you got Premier Ag there, you got MPG Coatings, you got the 805, all those guys, Kennedy, Airflow Services.
How's that sound right there?
Yeah.
Anytime?
What'sUpNorthCounty.com. Check that out. What are you calling this, brother?
This one's a little darker. This one's called Blinded. It's kind of people pay attention to a lot of what's going on with them or going on with whoever they're thinking about instead of looking within themselves. So a lot of judgment in there. So this one's called Blinded.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
What's up, North County? Backstage Pass. Come on. We got Tim MacLane in the studio this evening. Once again, thank you so much for coming in.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing that tune. It was awesome. You said it was blinded?
Blinded.
Right on.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm more nervous on camera than I am on stage. It's the weirdest freaking thing.
That's funny.
And not being able to hear yourself completely, you know, that's the biggest thing. Like playing live is like the monitor mix. You know,
Yeah,
hearing
you know,
yourself.
that's funny because when I perform, a friend of mine said to me one time, he said, out of all the people I know, you have the biggest 1,000-mile stare. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, when you're playing, you're just like you're seeing right through people. And I said, is that usually when I'm in front of a big crowd? And he goes, yeah, usually when I see you, you're in front of a big crowd, and that's how you look. And I said, yeah, because when there's just like 5 or 8 people or whatever, I'm like,
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like, why am I shaking out of nowhere? Like, haven't done that in a while.
For years, I always wanted to hold something, a mic stand or, be behind a guitar, and it's gotten a lot better for me over the years. But sometimes you do get that little bit of a uneasy feeling.
Yeah, I thought it would go away. It did go away over time. I remember the first show I ever played. I opened for Rusted Stone, and it was at the old Camosi's in the Tascadero. First time I played in front of anybody live. And
Was this solo?
Yeah, I opened solo for him.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I could just hold my hand here and I'd just strum the strings because I'm just shaking so much. And then you do karaoke, and I love doing karaoke because you can kind of control the vibe in there and have a little fun with it.
Right.
Try out new songs and get over that stage fright. That's the biggest thing. And it's like eating an elephant. You got to do it one bite at a time.
Right.
And they say even the biggest stars, they still get it.
Sure. I think if you don't get that little bit of niche or nervousness a little bit, then you don't care about it anymore. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like if I went out every night and didn't have that. I mean, once I get on stage, I'm good to go. But the couple minutes before I get on stage, I'm like, I'd rather just get up there and do it than just be held at bay. Like 5 more minutes. After five more minutes is I'm like, move out of the way. I'm ready to go do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would much rather just be on stage and doing it than the anticipation of doing it, because that's what kills me. It's like
that anxiety, the worry.
Yeah, totally.
What could go wrong? I'll break a leg.
Now,
That's a story.
Have you had? Did you break your leg on stage?
You might want to get to that. I'll play that song. It was inspired by that.
So, have you had a band, or have you always just been solo?
I've never had a band, and the first time I really played with a band, they were doing open jam at the Poorhouse. I think Del Giorgio was hosting it at the time, and Miguel from Throttle. I didn't even know they were doing it. I was just sitting there, and they were doing some business paperwork, drinking a beer, and I heard music. I'm like, cool, let's shimmy on over, check out the stage, and found out they do open jam. And Miguel's looking at me. He's like, do you play? I'm like, yeah, I dabble. He's like, you're getting up here. I'm like, whoa, I've never played with a band. I don't know anything about theory. I can't follow. And I get up there, and I start jamming, and he's like, dude, the smile that came on your face. I'm like, because I was jamming with a band. It was freaking cool.
Right.
It's like
now, was that with his
going
band?
fast for the first time
Was that
on a
with
bike.
Throttle or just a group of people?
Just the open jam.
Okay.
And then I think I was almost drunk at the point in time, and I look over and there's Dave Licaro playing drums. I'm like, holy shit. And everybody's like, who are you and where'd you come from? I'm like, my living room. And
Right.
ever since then, the musician community in North County has been very supportive and kind of pushing, like, you need a band, you need to do something with this.
Totally.
You got something. And like Chris, how do you say his last?
Yeah, Christelle.
And he's like, dude, it just comes out of you. And I don't even, it was a great compliment. Those are really good compliments. It
Yeah, and
really gives you drive.
he's a
very
great
good-
musician.
Yeah.
So like when you get a compliment from somebody like that,
Yeah.
you know that it's
And
genuine.
getting compliments from like really established musicians. I'm like, I was just a guy that in the living room or my office, strumming along, playing some songs with a pipe dream, and then you get people going, do something with it. So
Well, that's where it comes from, though. I mean, if we didn't have that pipe dream, or we didn't have that desire while we're sitting on the couch, we'd never make it to the stage.
yep,
And I, as a kid, I never thought anyone would want to play with me, and it's crazy because I was so wrong. It's like, nobody's going to want to play with me, but I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to play with me. Like, everybody I know is like, yeah, I'll jam.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, that's the cool thing about this community, and it's big. It's like the music community here is like, everyone is so cool.
yep,
All the people, you got Donna Liu and Matthew Kim and Tuan Chow and all these amazing musicians, and everyone's played with everyone. It's like, how many people have been in all these different bands? Donna's had 100 different musicians. Soundhouse has had a ton of different musicians. So it's one of those things where we all kind of interchange and work together to do it. And it's great that if somebody can't make it, all you got to do is pick up the phone. Somebody will come fill in.
yep.
Which is great. Where were when you do you do like different tunings, like alternate tunings and stuff?
I love drop D just because, I don't know, something
Now,
that's
is
a
that
little
you-
heavier.
Right.
And for some reason, I find soloing in drop D is a little easier.
Do you drop the whole thing, or do you just drop
Just-
the E?
Just the E.
Okay.
And
yeah.
sometimes I'll do a double drop on the high E's if I'm playing like Days of the New. Shelf in the Room's difficult one to play and sing at the same time. I think I've played it once live because it's hard to do for me. Maybe other people way easier for. As far as being a musician in the community, I'm the greenhorn. I'm the rookie, and I'm just trying to learn the ropes. And but drop D, I find when I'm just jamming out on electric is the easiest thing
Yeah.
to play for me.
That's for
It just
me
resonates
also.
for some
And
reason.
then I have this sheet of alternate tunings. So like, you ever heard of like Dadgad?
Yeah.
Dadgad, and then there's the Commander, and all these different tunings. But whenever I migrate to those tunings, I never write anything in the rock vein. It's
Yeah.
always some kind of like alternate,
Melodic.
yeah,
something
definitely
melodic.
not rock at all.
Yeah.
And I'm a rock guy, so I wrote something one time, and I showed it to my buddy Gene Baker, and he was like, "It's cool, but who wrote that?" And I'm like, "Well, I did." And he's like, "I would have never thought you would have wrote that."
It's just sometimes random stuff comes out.
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
"Oh,
exactly
well, that sounds
in
good."
the tuning
the
aspects
play.
of it. So tell me about the voice.
I don't know what their deal is, man. I
Yeah.
tried 3 times. I can I record a song. You get a minute and 30 seconds to do your thing. You practice it, see what it sounds like on an iPhone or whatever. Sounds great. I've uploaded it to like Facebook and whatnot. People, good feedback. You get on, you press a little button, it goes 10, 9, 8, whatever, countdown, then you're live recording. And you can talk into it, sounds fine. As soon as you start playing, just clipping out, cutting out, and then you try to review it and you're like, what the hell is that? And you can re-record as many times as you want and it still does it. I don't know what it is. asked ChatGPT, and they're like, that is the number one complaint on why and reason why people don't get past the first thing.
Really?
I'm like, $1 billion corporation
Right.
can't get their links set up a little better. You know,
I wonder
you're passing over a lot of talent. I'm not just saying me, but there's a ton of talent out there.
Oh, no, totally.
That's probably getting passed up just because of that. So
Wow.
that's not the door I'm going in. So
Right.
you knock a few times, and if it don't open, it don't open. Try another.
Yeah, I think that's that whole thing. I mean, not that I'm knocking it by any means, but I
Yeah.
think that it's
I will.
cookie cutter-ish. Like they
Yeah.
they want to put you in a specific mold.
Yeah.
You know, I am not. I don't look like that guy. I don't act like that guy. I don't dress like that guy.
Yeah.
And not that I wouldn't want to ever be that guy, because that guy's probably making great money. But on the same token, it's not me.
Yep.
You know. Now you did The Voice, but didn't you do something else too?
I tried out for America's Got Talent too, and I'm like, I'm not the best singer. I'm like self-taught. I've taken a few lessons from Daniel Formica,
Right.
And I'm gonna drop the ball on that practicing because I'm just in life and not focusing again.
You know what? Vocalizing takes time and commitment, and you just have to, you have to be able to designate time to do it. And I have to be honest, I haven't vocalized the way I should. I used to have, I still have it. It's a cassette. When I first started singing, it's like 24, 25 when I first started taking lessons. And I would record all my vocal lessons on cassette. And I had this one that I had done a mixtape of all my best lessons. And on it said, vocalize 5 times a week or you're a pussy.
That is the number one motivator to get any dude to do anything. What are you, a pussy?
Yeah. So
Pussy, get up and go to the
and
gym.
maybe that's how I got to be able to sing the way I do, is because I really worked on it. And now I go, man, I know I can still sing, but right now I don't think I'm singing. Even though people have said, dude, you sound great, I don't think I sound as good as I did 5, 10 years ago, But then again, it's like I'm almost 60, so,
Yeah, the miles.
Yeah, totally. The miles.
The best advice I ever got was from my old roommate. I think it was 19 at the time. Great vocalist and singer, a lot of frickin' talent, and his name is Brian. I forget his last name, and don't know where he is now. But best advice he ever gave me. I was just jamming in my room, doing the electric harmonic squeals and stuff. He was like, "Dude, you got some skill there, but I don't feel it." And it was that one line right there that I keep whenever I'm writing. I'm like, okay, do I feel it? Because if I can't feel it, nobody else is going to feel it.
Right.
And if I can't convey and get them to understand what I'm feeling through that, it's never going to touch them the way I want it to, or however they see it. So I try to write songs in kind of like a way that there's multiple meanings, ways that can be taken in certain situations in life and whatnot. But for me, this is my story. However you see it, or how if it touches you in a certain way, is however it touches you. So if you don't feel it, nobody else is going to feel it.
Well, I find that, for me, one of the toughest things about writing songs is conveying what I'm trying to get across within that 3.5 minute time frame.
Yep.
You have to tell the story within that 3.5 minutes. You might be able to stretch it out to 4, but I've had songs that I have pitched to independent labels and stuff. They're like, oh, that's a great song. Cut it by a minute or a minute and a half. And it's like, oh yeah, but now the song won't be what I want it to be.
Not everybody can pull off a Bohemian Rhapsody and make that last,
and it's like, so to me, conveying what you want to say within that amount of time, that could be, that's a constraint, and that sometimes can make it difficult.
Yep.
Definitely. So moving to a different direction, the Freemasons, was that something that you were
I
doing?
know not what you speak of. I am a Freemason.
Right. And that's just the betterment.
So the phrase is, you take good men and make them better. And, there's, a lot of the voodoo and stuff people talk about in the conspiracy theories. That's something totally different. And there's many organizations out there, but specifically the Blue Lodge is just, it's lessons taught through allegory and symbolism.
Right.
And it's about working on yourself. Like, there are certain things I can't talk about. Like, one of the working tools is the 24-inch rule. It's basically splitting your day up into 24 hours and learning how to split that up equally so you're more organized. And having ADHD, that's a struggle.
Right.
And it's just working tools. Another one is the trowel. It's what we use to spread the mortar between bricks. And every man can be considered a brick or a stone in the living castle. And it's those little allegory moments or teachings that those tools apply to. Everything's symbolic. So while you may see a beehive, that's a symbol of people working together for a common goal. And in that instance, we're talking about making people better so they can better, take care of their communities and whatnot.
Right.
It's not about being better than anybody. It's about being better than you were the previous day. And it's continuously striving to improve yourself over time. You're a rough stone at one point, but you're continuously chipping away trying to make a smooth stone. They call that the rough ashlar. And these are things I can't talk about, but it's not a secret society. It's just a society that keeps certain things sacred.
Now, did somebody bring you into that?
No, we're not allowed to solicit. If you want to be one, all you have to do is ask somebody.
So, are there meetings and stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, once a month there's a stadium meeting. We have dinner, camaraderie, talk about our lives, and
Cool.
it's a brotherhood. It's a worldwide brotherhood.
I just asked because I've always been curious. I didn't really know. To be honest, not to sound dumb, but I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I was like, and then when I saw it, I did my research on you, and when I saw it on your page, I was like, I wonder what that's about. I'm gonna write that. So I wrote it down and figured I'd ask you about it. I don't
Not a lot of people ask.
know a whole lot about it, but I did see it on your page. I saw you had posted a couple. There are a couple like meme things that you had on there, a couple like quotes from it, and I just thought, I wonder. So I thought, what the hell?
There's a lot of stuff. I love parables. The best time I've ever had is, I'm not saying the best time sitting at a bar, but some of the best conversations I've ever had is when you're at a bar just trying to like drown your woes or whatever, just get some clarity, and you run into a guy 60, 70 years old and you listen to his story. The amount of wisdom that comes out of that certain conversation is freaking priceless. Wisdom from somebody that's been through shit and hell.
Right.
You hold on to that.
Yeah.
I try to instill that into my son when I'm telling him stories, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, Dad. I'm like, one day you're going to be like,
totally.
I guess he was right all along. There's a good song about that too. And, you just got to strive to leave the world better than
when you find it. Yeah, totally.
And it's
I can
difficult
understand that.
because sometimes I make it worse. I'm not perfect.
See,
I still mess up.
I want to be the kindest being that I can. I want to be great and kind to everyone. But then again, in today's landscape, I see some of the freaking assholes. And I just
want to throat chop somebody.
Yeah. I just like, you need a punch to the head.
Yep.
And then people, say, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, I can't believe that you accept it.
Yep.
You're thinking that that's cool. It's not cool. Like the guy that tackled the shooter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'd be.
Why are you complaining about the guy that tackled the shooter?
I would be.
Complain about the shooter.
I would be arrested. My thing was, what I couldn't believe was that he let the guy walk away. I wouldn't have not let the guy walk away. I would have either taken out a leg or just gave him a couple of chest pops and been done with it. Now, mind you, I'm probably going to jail for sure, possibly prison. But you know what? I would rather stand in a courtroom and discuss with the jury and all my peers standing behind me who believe in what I did and say, what if I hadn't been there? How many more people and how many times does this have to happen before people like myself step up and not get prosecuted for it?
I'm a fan of the saying, armed society is a polite society.
Yeah, peace through superior firepower.
Yep.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. You know, and it's one of those things where, you know, most of the places that have, you know, carry laws where they're allowed to carry, you know, there is, but not as many. And not as
We're
much.
lucky enough or blessed enough to live in a county with a great sheriff.
Right.
And that is pro Second Amendment.
Yeah.
And, you know, granted, there's certain areas that are like, no, and teach their own, you know, but I prefer to know that I'm protected in my own home.
Definitely. I'm all for my Second Amendment right, and I practice that as much as I possibly can. Hey, real quick, do you want to do one more tune?
Yeah, I'm going to tell a story about this one while right before I play it.
Okay, that's cool. All right, Tim's going to play one more for us. Check it out.
God, my
All right, we got Premier Ag. We got the Trailer Barn there. If you want to go there and get stuff from the Trailer Barn, we have Kennedy Club Fitness Bjorn Auto Center, where you can go and get one of the sweet vehicles they have there. They've got some really good stuff there for all you people. We also have Wine Traveler Hideaway, Atascadero. Visit Atascadero. Check that out.
All right, so this one is written about time I was at the poorhouse. There's nothing against you, Leslie and Jake. It was my own damn fault. There was a punk band playing, and I decided to go try to mosh pit in cowboy boots, drunk on whiskey, broken ankle. And that's my fault because I'm old and I shouldn't be doing shit like that. So wrote this song about it. This one's called The Pain Outweighs the Pleasure. Out on the open road, chasing down a dream. Every mile I walk just brings me to my knees. Try to find salvation with the whiskey and the lights. Now I'm drowning in this regret on this lonesome night. 'Cause when the pain outweighs the pleasure and the road feels like forever, I keep searching for those answers to bring me to that treasure. Tried to numb the ache with the whiskey and the smoke. The memories keep haunting me, and it feels like I'm broken. I tried to find redemption in the arms of someone new. Now I'm just a wandering, and I'm lost without a clue.